Hey y'all, what's going on? Brian the Divine Healer here with you. Couldn't sleep, so I figured I would just get live, kicking it in my jammies, got my dogs chilling, you know what I mean? But I wanted to just talk about some things, okay? So you probably read the description, you've seen the title of the video here that I'm making for y'all. So sit back, relax, grab your water, let's do this. Get comfy. All right. Let's get comfy. Wow, that's not so comfy. Anyways, how you doing? You doing all right? That's good. I'm glad. Me too, kind of, right? So I'm going to bring up a whole bunch of topics, right? Just a whole bunch of topics that nobody really wants to talk about, right? I mean, let me rephrase that. People do talk about these things that I'm going to be talking about, but you know what? They're not really speaking the whole truth about things, okay? So, here we go. This is what I'm bringing, okay? So, you see on the news, right? You see what's going on with our government, right? And I'm going to say this straight out because that's what the title is, and in the description, clearly invoke my First Amendment rights. So, that's what I'm doing. Speaking about the government. Okay, because according to the Constitution with the First Amendment, clearly says that the government shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. Not really religious right here. I mean, we are, but we're not a church or something like that. But or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech. That's the key word. Abridging the freedom of free speech or press. Technically, this platform is like press, right? Technically. But it also says the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for the redress of their grievances. And this is exactly that moment, okay? Exactly that moment. So, I couldn't sleep. I really couldn't sleep. I tried, but then just things just from the day was clogging my mind, right? I did some meditation, got some little, meditation music going on, and it wouldn't just stop. My gears just kept turning and turning and turning and turning and turning, and I couldn't stop it. So here I am, right? So get ready, okay? Here's the deal. I am going to be as polite as I can, but I'm going to be blunt as I am. You know this. This is, you guys watch my channel, right? So this is how I do it. I'm fed up. I am absolutely fed up and disgusted. This is my grievance to the government under the First Amendment that I am exercising. I am fed up. I am fed up with the bullshit. I'm fed up with the lies. I'm fed up with the deceit, the trickery, the greed. I mean, you name it, we can get into it, right? You want to get into it? Leave those comments, please. I love it, right? I'm going to start picking topics out, right? So here's the first one that was in my mind, right? Because I went outside, because like I said, I couldn't sleep, went outside, and lo and behold, I could see all the stars in the sky. I know that sounds crazy, right? Depends on what part of the world you're in. You can probably see some, but not a whole lot, right? Here's my thing. Every day I've been going outside and I've been watching these airplanes fly by, right? And leaving these trails, right? Chemtrails, right? So now they block all the sky, the sun. We can't see shit. What's going on? And now I was enlightened to see the stars. And I was amazed because I see the Big Dipper, the Libra constellation, Orion, all out there. So where I'm going with this, they're bitching about climate change, right? Oh, climate change. What are we going to do? Oh my God, we need all this money, right? Climate change. No, it's those airplanes that are going in the sky, lighting up those clouds, making those clouds that we all see. I've done videos, everybody else has done videos, and that's the climate change that the government, is doing. I don't care. I had so much retribution in my life, I don't even give a shit. Before I made this video, the upstairs or whoever shut down my Wi-Fi, totally shut it down. So I couldn't do the live because they were knowing I was setting this up. So I said a couple things, now bam, here I am. So anyways, climate change, right? I mean, no one is telling us what even they're doing with those airplanes, right? They're not even saying what the hell's going on. It's like, we're dumb. Like, we can't see the trail coming with the airplane and making these clouds. I mean, that's just like the tip of the iceberg. So just hold on, because I got a whole bunch of stuff to say. And we're just going to be kicking it like Tybo. You know what I'm saying? I got my broken glasses and I still refuse to get the new ones. What's going on, Lex? How you doing? Oh, geez. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Stargazers. I love it. In Phoenix. Nice. Phoenix. I'm in Texas, right? So in Phoenix, you got some wide open space. So you can see a lot of the sky. I love that, right? Okay. So the chemtrails, right? These airplanes, they don't say shit to us, right? What the hell is that all about? I have no idea. Okay. But somebody needs to say something, right? And us being creators, content creators, we bring, tarot, and we bring funny stuff, and we bring all this kind of stuff to you, because this is technically us assembling, right? Instead of being out on the street with our little picket signs, yada, 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 right? We're doing it here, okay? My mind is racing so bad because I got so much to say. I'm just trying to put it all in a nice form for you guys so we stay on track. Climate change, boom, okay, that's done. My opinion on climate change, it's a natural thing from the earth, okay? The earth has certain rotation around the sun has a certain rotation around the galaxy. I mean, come on. So it's a scam. I mean, the science, the research, cows farting, the methane, the gas that we pollute in the air with our cars and factories and all that. That's not the climate change, because none of that even equals really 1% of what we are polluting the air with. Okay. I'm not going to really get into all that kind of crap. Perfect timing, Lindsay. You made it. Great. Okay. So I'm going to be that person to bring all this to y'all, because I get tired of looking at the news, right? The news, all they do is just bitch about the same thing, over and over and over, and no one's doing nothing about it. We can complain about the same problem and over, but who's going to take a step to really do something, to really say the truth about some stuff, right? And I have to bring it because I got fed up. I couldn't even sleep tonight. It's just blowing my head. Okay. So in the news, right, you see all these things that go on with, like, the Feds raised the interest rate, the gas prices were crazy, the food going up, stocks going down, up and down, whatever. I don't know. That's a whole different story. Do you know why they're doing all that? I'll tell you exactly why. Because all the money they're stealing from us. Okay, they gave a whole bunch of money to Ukraine, right? Boom, here you go. We're going to help you fight this war. We feel bad because we're humanitarians. And sometimes we step in other people's crap that we don't need to step in. And don't even let me get into why Russia really invaded Ukraine. But we're talking about the money. So the money part. We gave billions of dollars, right? Then certain group in the government, the Congress, House of Representatives, they decided they wanted more money, right? So now they have these bills they put out there, right? The Green New Deal, all these other things, right? That they want to put in this fluff, okay? So they want to implement solar panels and all these great electric cars, right? For the adjustment of the climate change. I was watching the news today, and somebody from the electric car company was like, listen, because California just enacted a law to say by, like, I think 10 years from now, 2035, you're not going to have any cars, no gasoline cars. So these electric car companies are like, you know how much an average car of an electric car costs? Like 60 grand. Can you afford 60 grand to get an electric car? I don't think so. I surely can't. Scam, scam, a scam, a scam. And what that scam is, I'm going to build it up. So just stick with me, okay? I'm going to build it all up because it's all going to come right out to be a very specific point. So with this idea of them taking and taking and taking all this money, working us like dogs and slaves, and people don't even want to work now because what? They gave out some free money at first, and now they overspent, and now they're trying to make it back up with the gas, with the food, blah 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 blah. And I'm tired of it. Tired of it. I see right through it. It's like I have X-ray eyes. I can't deal with it, man. I really can't. It actually pisses me off. But I have to hold myself down because there's just a lot going on. And you all know this, right? There was another situation where they just decided to pass a bill in the House before it got to the Senate about the guns, right? Hey, I was in the military. I understand guns. Guns don't kill people. People kill people. If you take away a gun, they're going to use a knife. Take away a knife, they're going to use a gun. I mean, take away a gun, anything, they'll use whatever they can. So this control is now setting in. You understand? This control is being locked in on us. How are they doing that? With fear. Climate change, oh my God. We're all going to die from the climate change. Fear tactics with food shortages, with the gas shortages, with the money shortages. It's absolutely ridiculous. Ridiculous on how they try to use these tactics on us to scare us into sitting where you're at and not wanting to move and step up and say anything because of retribution. We can't be like that, people. We really can't. So let's keep going. I had made a couple of videos, right? Because we have all these world crises things going on, right? We have like over amount of trash. We have like food shortages. I mean, just a whole bunch of stuff, right? So I came up with a couple ideas of how to fix these ideas, right? Like, ooh, the energy. What are we going to do? I mean, sure, we get an EMP, boom, wipes out our electrical grid. Now we're all sitting in the dark like cavemen, right? But here's the thing, my friends. The control that they're using for the greed that they have. Because I remember sitting during COVID, watching Nancy Pelosi sitting there eating her ice cream and laughing at us. We paid for her ice cream, my friends. This is what they're doing. They're just siphoning our money and living off us. So now that what? Biden doesn't want to build a wall? Well, I had a solution to fix that. You want to hear it real quick? Let's open the borders, okay? Because I'm all about diversity and sharing things, right? But let's take our military. Let's go over the border and wipe out the cartel. Wipe out all the bad people over there, right? Just wipe it clean. So then we make the president of Mexico like an ambassador, VP, whatever you want to call it. So we still have some kind of power position. Then we take contractors and we go over there, we build houses and we build Walmarts and we do all these things to collaborate everybody. And guess what? Now we got more land to spread out on, because how many people you think can really live in the United States without straining our resources the way they already are strained? And I'm sorry for the guy that fell off his bike. He's in dereliction of duty. Okay. He turned his back on so many issues like the wall. He lets all these people in. That's a national security issue, my friends. You know why? Because other people that are bad from other countries can come right in unnoticed. Now we got another 9/11 on our hands, right? We got the drugs coming in. We got the human trafficking. He turned his back on all that. He's allowing that. So to me, that makes me feel he's a part of it because he won't stop it. That's that control. That's the fear. Oh my God. And everybody sits in their place. I will rephrase that. Not everybody. Most. But here I am spreading this out to you guys because I can't take it. I'm on the verge of writing my senator and I want to set up some kind of situation where I can sit down and talk with him. Because he needs to do something for us because we hired these people. They forget this. We hired everybody in Congress. We voted for this. I didn't vote for this president, but people voted for this president. It's an elected position, an elected paid position paid by us, who we really have the power, not them. So what they're doing now, they're basically saying, screw you. I don't care what you think. I don't care what you got to say. I'm going to turn my back on you. I don't care if you voted me in. I'm going to play dumb. I've seen him, the press asking major questions. And he turns his back. And then he gets all bullish and wants to be all tough guy and be like, rah, 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 rah. Your bully shit don't work. I see right through it. Just like the climate change. Just like the fear tactics of the gas and the food prices and all these things that they are using against us because why? They ripped us off. Now, I'm not saying that all Democrats or all Republicans are bad because they're not. I watch the C-SPAN. I watch that, when they do their little bills on TV, you can watch it, the proceedings. You know why some of this stuff goes through, my friends? Because when they write up a bill, right, they're so good with the semantics. I mean, the wording on these things is great. But you got a book this big. This big. And you got to read it all to see what's in it, to find out what they're trying to do, what their ideas are for fixing things. And in the middle, they put on this crap about, like with the veterans bill that passed. That's bogus, right? They say they want to help the veterans. Well, you know what? I haven't been helped yet because I voiced my opinion on things and the VA shut me down because they don't like what I got to say. So now I can't even get health care. I, who fought for this country, went to 2 wars, cannot get health care. I have health issues that have been sitting. It's not about me, my friends. It's not about me. But it's the scare tactics. It's the fear that they're using to control us. Okay? And we really have the power to do something about it. And we need to pull together for everybody's sake. You can't build out, just build up. Yeah, I'm sure Phoenix got pretty built up. Because I know when I was in Iraq, a lot of the the civilians over there that worked for the for the military, everybody wanted to go to Arizona. It's kind of funny saying that. Yeah. So hey, let's open the borders, right? I'm all about that, right? I mean, it's a mess here in Texas. It's a mess. And he turned his back. He don't care. Oh, he wanted to build a little bit of baby wall for shits and giggles. Nah, he's too busy wanting to build a wall around his house. Now, why are you going to do that? Why are you going to do that? Why are you going to build and fortify your home? Bogus. Okay, let's talk about nothing, right? You all seen the news about this FBI raid. Boom, right? FBI kicked you right in the door, got all whatever, right? Classified, declassified information. Who really knows yet until tomorrow, right? Here's my thing. The president's son did some pretty whacked off things, man. Had some pretty sensitive information on his computer. Corruption, money laundering, all this crap, right? No one's doing nothing about that. They asked about the FBI. Hey, where's the computer? The guy's sitting there with his semantics being like, I don't know. Wait a minute. You're like the head guy here and you don't know? Wait, you're the head guy of the cybersecurity and you don't know where the laptop is? You're a liar. Straight up liar. Because you do know where it is. But you want to go and knock on the door of ex-president to get this paperwork that's probably already declassified. You're making this big public scene. Why? You want to know why they're coming after Donald Trump so much? Okay, I'm not getting into liberalness. I'm not getting into all this crap. Do you really want to know why they're going after Trump so hard and so much? Because they're afraid, because he has the backing of the people, and it's almost time to vote for another president soon. So they're trying to shut him down so he don't walk in that bitch and start fixing things like he did before. Fauci needs to definitely go take a nap. I'm calling everybody out. I don't care. I told you I'm bringing this truth because it's all crap. And they just spin it on the news. Nobody wants to really address the real situation, okay? I know I've seen some stuff where Fauci and Obama were up in Wuhan. So this whole prick thing, man, it's another control tactic. Because they're the ones that did it. We just got a disease, polio, right? We eradicated that a long time ago. Now all of a sudden it's back up again. Dude, let me tell you, these people won't stop with their shenanigans because they're just pressing and pressing and pressing to try to get as much control, as much fear, and stop you from being the peaceable person that you're entitled to be and live a free and somewhat sane life. It turns my stomach because I have kids. I have kids. And the brainwashing that they put on these kids, I mean, the schools are ridiculous. The colleges are now saying that you have to, like, in order to become a teacher and a professor, you have to demonstrate that you have the ability for a diversity, which means following along with their shenanigans of their control, right? Stop that crap. I'm worried for our future, for our children. They're sucking up so much money here for us now. What's going to be for our kids? What is going to be for our kids? I don't see a whole lot for our kids because they're going to take on our debt now. I mean, we already are in major debt beyond what they've already tried, they already have taken all this other money for all these willy-nilly things. But have we yet once seen something from that money that produced some shit that they said they needed that money for? No, because it's going in Nancy Pelosi's face with her ice cream. Maybe it bought Biden a new bike or a hip. We need term limits. We need to establish term limits. Write your senator, write your congressman, tell your neighbors, tell your friends. We need term limits. I was in the military. 20 years, you're done. Have a nice day. Here's your go home paycheck. See you later. Biden's been in like 30, 40 years. Same with Pelosi. They are killing this country, my friends. I don't even care about the retributions. I really don't. I deal with it upstairs. I've been dealing with other shit. I don't really care. Because someone needs to bring this out. Someone needs to bring the lying out. So open the borders. Wipe out the cartel with our military. Bring the Walmarts over there. Case closed. You want to solve the energy crisis? Get everybody to get solar panels. Maybe even a little wind turbine in their backyard. But get those Tesla coils. But you know why they won't do that, my friends? Because it's free. Well, the idea of the energy is free because they're drawing it off the earth. If you research Tesla, yeah, for sure. It's free energy. Free energy. The sun is free, my friends. Solar, I have a little solar panel to charge my phone. I go outside, boom, that bitch is charged all day long. Free. I only had to pay for the device. But they want to sit here and milk us into fear and control to say, oh, we have an energy crisis. Well, no kidding, because we have so many people that we can't eat. It's overloading the system. So if you implement these things that are just so obvious, then we can alleviate some of these problems. But you know why they won't do it? Because it's about the money. It's the greed. It's the control. It's the money. That's it. What do you think about that? Bogus. Absolutely bogus. I'm tired of this country acting like, they say slavery is abolished. Well, it's really not. It's really not. And I'm not talking black or white, my friends. Because in my eyes, there's no such thing. I don't even know why we got to call black people black people. Why? Why? Makes no sense to me. Man and woman, right? Man and woman. That's how it should be. But they got to have that divide. Separated on purpose for the control and the fear. I'm just really upset about that idea. Because it's unnecessary, my friends. We all could live peaceful. We could all live prosperous if we all join together. But you got these people up in these places that don't want that because they're arrogant. I watched his face on the news and his expressions are ego and arrogant. And he needs to be fired because he's doing nothing but, in the military, we call it dereliction of duty, which means you're not doing your job. It's all about the money. Who can have the most money? Who can have the most control? And they sit back and they laugh at us. I mean, they really do. Talking about gas prices went down $1. Ooh, $1. Okay, so now I can buy some eggs. Me being in the military, I'm on a fixed income because I got hurt. So I get limited money. I can't work. I have a job. It's hard. But there's people worse than me that got it harder. Now, I don't feel bad for myself as much as I feel bad for those other people that have to struggle. And we wonder why people are going batshit crazy. We're wondering why people are blowing up, shooting shit up, going bananas, right? It's because they're doing this to us on purpose. Certainly doing it on purpose. Whatever their agenda is, I don't know. But the whole lot of them needs to be fired. We need to just start clean, right? I really think that we should even have this division of, Senate, House of Representatives. That's an automatic divide right there. It kind of should be like a parliament where everybody's in one gaggle, all bitching about one thing. Well, you can voice your opinions because we have that right to assemble. But our structure that we got set up is created for an automatic intentional divide. Republicans, Democrats, black, white. I mean, come on now, people. It's so obvious. Earth Angels, what's up? We made it. Hey, my broken glasses. You know what I mean? So it's been set up to be automatically a divide. So I say wipe them out. Put the term limits in. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Oh, and all the shit that you're holding back, like your son's laptop and all these other scams that you decided to invest in a company to make a whole bunch of money real quick. Fired. Then you're going to jail. Because it's a dereliction of duty. They're abusing their power. And they don't care. They're only laughing at us because no one's doing nothing. No one wants to step up and say, you're a piece of crap. You're ripping us off blind and you know it. What are they going to do? Throw me in jail? Whatever. Tarnish my name, my reputation, cut off my Wi-Fi, stop my health care. I mean, they've done that already. What else? I'm not afraid. Because there's a bigger picture involved, people. We're on this planet for one reason. And that's to live a happy, peaceful life. For the way God intended us to be. Not to be slaves. The Federal Reserve is a pyramid scheme run by the mafia. That's my opinion, because I can say those things because I invoked the First Amendment. Because back in 1912, something, don't quote me, but there was a time in America where nobody had any money. And the country was running real good. It was running real good. But then the Federal Reserve came in and started corrupting everything with this money. I would rather see you go back to the bartering days. You have a lawnmower. I need my grass cut. Hey, can I borrow your lawnmower? Cut my grass? Sure. Well, hey, you have chickens and they got eggs and I need eggs to feed my kids. So I'll let you use my lawnmower if you give me some eggs. You see what I'm saying? It's that compromise. It's that no greed. No greed. Oh, don't worry about it. You're fine. Earth Angels. Yeah, you're fine. I mean, the topics are going to be very out there because there's a lot. Like I said, I couldn't sleep. And all these things are racking my brain from the news to just, they're ruining us, people. They're straight ruining us. The gas. Now they're going to take away the cars, right? They're going to take away the guns. I mean, they've already done some of the crazy bills with that stuff, but it's like the news complains about it all the time. We complain about it, right? But the people that are in these positions, like your senator or your representative, those are the people that are here to hear our voices and our opinions and what we feel could be fixed or what's wrong or what's right. And they need to go and put in place their little writing up what we got to say and then presenting it to Congress and then standing there bitching about it. Now, some really do. They fight hard. I've seen it. I watched some stuff. Other ones just don't even care. They don't even show up. You know, like, I think Congress has, like, I think they only work, like, 5 months out of the year, some shit like that. Do you know that? They have so many breaks, so many vacations, and so much time off. They didn't work a full year. They don't work a full year. You work a full year. But look at all the money they're making. For what? For sitting there bitching about not getting anything done, laughing at us eating their ice cream, falling off their bike. They're making a catastrophe out of this place we call home. It's only going to get worse. So we need to team up. Not it is a revolution. I'm not starting that. I'm not about that. I mean, we need to do it in a common sense kind of way. Okay. We need to pull together to have ideas, to collaborate, to what? Mend and fix ideas that are problems that we got. The whole immigration thing, when Texas is getting swamped. Here in Texas, man, I'm telling you. Swamped, but we're handling like troopers, right? So you probably heard that, you know, the governor was busing some of the immigrants over to, you know, Washington and a couple other places. Canada, nice. Well, I don't want to get into that government neither, because that guy's bad himself. And it's socialist. And I don't know how that free healthcare works, but I think that your taxes are pretty high. Just saying. Duncanville, okay, that's up north. I see that. Florida now, okay, nice. Oh, sorry. I had to, you know, put a little blocker on some of the comments. I tried a new thing, so you know the inappropriate words get held for review. So I think that's okay. Yeah. So I mean that's definitely true. Too much commercialism. You know, we're all entitled to, you know, live a peaceful and abundant life, right? But when they get this control, when they get this divide, when they put this fear in us, it makes it hard. It makes it really hard for anybody to try to, you know, persevere in that, right? But they throw in other things with it too, okay? They throw in the race, okay? They throw in the sex. Like, I don't know what kind of person in anybody's mind to say that a male, a female, you know, the gender thing, right? The gender thing. You got to be off your rocker. Seriously, you fell down and hit your head to think that a woman doesn't need a man to have a baby, right? I don't know. What are you going to clone a chicken or something and develop it? I don't know what's the weird mentality of these people. But to say that they don't have a gender, you straight fell down and hit your head. Now, I respect the idea that if you want to, you know, switch it up, that's fine. You're entitled to that. You want to put on a dress, put on makeup, you want to put on a tie, that's fine. But you cannot deny your own existence as who you are as an individual. Because it's in your DNA. Duh. You were born a male or you're born a female. That's it. Now it's your own discretion and your personal opinion and your personal choice that you decided that you wanted something different. Who knows? Maybe you're the only girl in your family of 4 kids and you have 3 brothers and they're all playing in the mud, G.I. Joe, and now you feel that you're going to play with G.I. Joes because that's what your brothers are doing. So now you're a tomboy. But you can't force that on somebody else. To say that you are non-binary. What do you want, alien? Then we'll ship you to Mars. Maybe you could be the first one to go to Mars. Yes, lack of self-love. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's curiosity. You like what you like because that's just the way it is. You like coffee. Somebody might like tea. But somebody can't push it and say that there's no such thing as coffee. You know what I mean? But they do. And that's the narrative of the control and of the fear and of the confusion and of the divide that they intentionally wedge on the whole society we all live in. Oh, the black coffee. You know, I like the black coffee. It's all right. It's all right. But I have another trick, and I'm not going to tell anybody about it because it is dynamite, and it has to do with coffee and flavors. And this, it's phenomenal. I tried it today, and I was like, what? I would never think that coffee and this certain other thing to go with it. I hear you, Bailey. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah. But it was delicious. Totally delicious. Right. So a little getting off the track. But that's still, you know, something that we can share. You know what I mean? And that's what we need to do is share ideas because we're all sharing the problem. We're all sharing the problem. But nobody wants to hear the solutions. You know? Nobody wants to hear the solutions. Like, how do we do the energy crisis thing? What do we do with the trash? Well, you know, NASA spends all this money to go explore Mars and the moon and all this other crap. Why? Why are they doing that? Why are they spending government money to go do all this exploration when we're suffering here on this planet with food and, you know, energy crisis and things like that? What are they not telling us? Why are they taking all this money and investing it over there? We'll never know unless someone steps on somebody's neck to find out, to get that truth. Because my idea for the trash, we don't want to burn it. We've tried the land dumps with, you know, the tarp over it and let it biodegrade so the bacteria eats it and farts and it makes methane. We collect the methane and then, you know, whatever. No. Make disposable rockets. Pack that full of trash. Set up in space. Boom. Blow it up. Okay. Whatever doesn't blow up, it's going to fall back to the earth. And guess what? Going through the atmosphere, it's going to burn up like a meteor. Gone. That's kind of a problem solved, right? You can make disposable rockets. Sure can. For way cheaper than what they're doing now to explore all this planetary universe stuff, right? Which I love it. But I mean, but why? Why are we spending all that money to go to Mars? And you're not telling us why. Are we trying to leave the planet? Something going on with the planet? You know what I mean? Are we doomed? See what I mean? So it's this intentional fear and control tactic to get your money to do their deeds, whatever they want to do. It's not what we want to do. It's what they want to do. 444 in the clock. That's crazy. Maybe they are aliens. Well, you know, darling, that is a whole different subject. because ancient history says something of that exact thing that could be very true for creation. So that's for another day. For sure. So what are we going to do? Fight it? Fight the power? Fight the power? You know, it's kind of crazy. It's really kind of crazy when you think about society and the people that were trying to step up on things in a good, positive way. Yeah, the wicked tongues, lizards in the White House. Yeah. So when we have people step up, right? Like Martin Luther King, right? Okay. There's not a lot of people that say anything bad about Martin Luther King because he had his vision, he had his dream, he had his speech. I mean, he was right on it. I mean, he wasn't perfect, you know, because he had a shady little background, right? He kind of was a womanizer a little bit, cheater, whatever. But that's still, that doesn't define who he is as far as his soul. We live in the flesh all the time. Our flesh is doomed for sin from the start. So it's hard to cope with life when we get all this crap thrown at us. So no wonder we got alcoholism and drugs and all these things, because people get overloaded with the crap. And I'm tired of it. Oh, there's plenty that we could do. We have the power because that's the whole point of the Constitution. We the people. That's the first line of the Constitution. We have the power. We have the say, but they put the fear and control in us. They turn their backs on us. They don't do their jobs to make us think that we don't have the power, but we really do. This is what I'm saying. Like, man, I'm telling you, they are weeding out things left and right. The money, your guns, the food, the energy, the Constitution, our rights. I mean, they're just picking them all away. And they're laughing at us because you know why? They know we have the power. And I'm sorry, but that January 6th ordeal, that was the people trying to take the power back. But in a very kind of hippie 70-ish / emo kind of way. I don't know what the hell was going on with that. But it wasn't quite the right way to do it. You don't want to break in. You know what I mean? You want a hostile takeover. That's not how you do things. It was a joke. And they're going to press that like it's something serious. Just give them a fine. Put them in jail for trespassing. Whatever. Case closed. But you know why they keep pressing that January 6th? Because they're trying to make it look like Trump set it all up. Because they want to stop Trump, because they know their elections are coming up and Trump is gaining so much traction with the people. He already did. I mean, it was a fallacy anyways, how Mr. I fell off my bike became president. And you don't really care. They're just laughing at us like we're slaves. Because that's the way they're treating us, my friends. So slavery isn't really abolished. It's really not. And I'm not dissing anybody, man, because I love history and I love science and I love getting into the facts of things. But slavery was a joke, the way they put it on us as a divide. Go back into history, my friends. The Africans and the Arabs started that slavery trade. So the Africans sold their own people, my friends. That's slavery. That's the history of it. Then the Europeans came over and said, oh, what you got going on over here? Let me get some of that. Well, here, I got these for you. Let me get that. And now we take these people, bring them to plantations. They're working for 20 years. But do you know that some of those people that worked for 20 years, once they were done with their slavery, the master or whatever you want to call him gave him like 20 acres for him and his family to live? Seems like a good deal to me. If you're living in Africa, you come over here to North Carolina, now you got 20 acres. I don't know. But it's the fear and control that they're putting on us and twisting the history to make it seem like it's jacked up when it's not. It's them putting that twisted. Let me catch up with your comments over here. Freedom Convoy. Yeah. The Bible is very relatable, my friend. Yeah, for sure. They have been slaves at some point. The Jews, the Irish, the Africans. Don't forget the Polish. Right. And that's just all part of that control, right? Part of those fear tactics, those ways to take your power away. You know, because we're in the flesh, but you know what? We're all spiritual beings, right? We all have a soul. Some people are agnostic. Some people don't believe in this crap, but you should. And shame on if you don't. This is just nothing. It's what's inside of you that makes things way different. And I think that this part of this control and this fear tactic and all the stuff that they pull on us is to suppress that exact thing. To suppress who you genuinely are as a spirit and the powers and the abilities that you have. We all have intuition, my friends. We do. You ever gone somewhere and you're about to go into a building or something? You're like, I don't know, man. This don't feel right. Maybe I shouldn't go in. And you do. And the minute you do, you're like, damn it, I knew I shouldn't have done that. That first feeling is your intuition. That's your gut feeling. That's your spirit. That's who you really are. We all have these abilities and these powers given to us naturally from the divine. Okay? Don't even want to go into the church idea because I've made a bunch of videos about that. And they pull that control on us too. So much symbolism and everything. It's not even funny. Falling into the trap of what's happening. Well, they just feed into the fear. They really do. A lot of people feed into that fear. And it's hard when you're afraid because, like, chemically, psychologically, you have this thing called fight or flight. So when you get into a situation and it's like, it could be life threatening, it could be serious, whatever, right? Something that could harm you. Not everybody has that ability to fight. A lot of people, they fight, they take off, they run, they I can't do it, right? Because they don't have that inner strength to take on that challenge. That's the fight or flight, right? So they're working on us psychologically to control that part too. Same with the programming. Everything's programming. The news is so repetitive, it's so disgusting. I mean, isn't there anything else to talk about? You know what I mean? Something positive. Can we have something positive in the news? Instead of the same crap over and over, and they're just drilling it in your head, and they're psychologically programming you. Same with YouTube, man. That's what I'm telling you. I've already invoked my First Amendment right. Guess they won't make it first rodeo. You're funny. Okay, if you believe in the Bible, then all this is playing out exactly how it's supposed to. It's supposed to get better. Right. I mean, it does say like that in the Bible, you know. man against man, man against wife, you know, father against son, brother against sister, neighbor against neighbors. It's true. It does say that. But don't forget, my friends, that Bible had been changed on purpose. So we don't know exactly the whole truth of it as it being true, which I think the bulk of it is. But there's things in there that have been changed from history saying that these things have been changed. King James version. He decided to rewrite the Bible. Then the Catholic Church left out a whole bunch of canons, the Book of Enoch and the Apocrypha and all these other things that have been left out, which is true accounts of what happened in history. And they left all this shit out. Why? Because they got 1.7 million or billion followers. Control. Fear. So there is a division. But back to this programming. That's why I try to warn you guys about this tarot stuff, right? Tarot goes way back to ancient Egypt. It's true, right? It definitely plays in on astrology. But they'll get on your social media. They'll find out you want a vacation. Now they're making cards. Write on the card, say you want a vacation. Holy shit, you want a vacation. Oh my God. I got to watch this now. And the people that are running this, they know this. Censorship. Because that control, that fear of these readers looking into your life and then doing this phony scam to hook you, to bait you, to make them money. I'm pretty good, right? I did a poll. I said, hey, you know what? How accurate do you think that I am with my readings? And I got a fair shot, right? I did it. It's about 50% nailed it, 50% somewhat. There is nobody that said you're way off, okay? So I'm in that zone, right? But you can't be that accurate to say certain very specific details that these people put out. I ain't buying it. I see right through that, man. It's like I have Superman X-ray vision. Okay? I really do. And I try to warn you guys about this stuff because it's very easily susceptible for you to get tricked. What's up, Chris? Yay, made it. I only have Facebook still because, it helps me promote my channel. The more platforms I have to use to bring it out because these people want to hold back genuine, true, good kind of stuff. It's my belief. Because I don't talk about the devil in these readings. I'm talking about people getting murdered and black magic and curses and all this other crap. They're feeding you fear, my friends. I stopped watching a whole bunch of tarot, cut a whole bunch of people off because it's just so sickening. I'm not getting programmed that way to make me think in my life that some shit's happening, but I know what's happened in my life from my conversations with other people in real time. That shit gets on YouTube. Wonder how that happens, huh? Somebody owes me some money for that. Let me catch up with your comments. Who's supposed to be? Okay, I gotta back it up. Oh, yeah. Okay, I seen that video about her, right? She crashed a car, whatever. She looked like she was DOA, right? She was in that zipper, whatever, behind the bag. But did you see when she was getting rolled in that ambulance, she came out of the bag and then they stuffed her in it. You seen that, right? Tell me you seen it. Dead and burned, right? Sitting up clear. No kidding. That was, that I tripped out on that. I seen the same thing. I was like, what is that? Hello, Brody. Thank you very much. Thank you for compliments. Appreciate that. Yeah, tripping me out. Hey, you don't want to see another video, right? You remember when Hillary Clinton was walking away into the van and then she looked like she was falling down, having a seizure or something, right? Oh no, my friends, guess what? She wasn't having a seizure, or she didn't fall or faint. You know how the people just swarmed in real quick on her so you couldn't see the scene? Well, somebody in one of the platforms slowed that down. She got cuffed and stuffed, my friends. You see her walking up, and then she's shaking like this, and then you see her arm go like this behind her, and then she falls forward. They came in and got her and put her arms behind her back and pushed her in the van. And I was like, are you kidding me? Yay! But are we hearing about that? Are we hearing about her setups on somebody else? And why is she getting punished? Maybe she is. We don't know about it. But I think we should. Same with the Epstein stuff, right? What happened to that Maxwell chick or whatever, his little accomplice there that would bait the women over there to get raped from him and his pigs? What about the list of people? It's already been somewhat disclosed about who was on that list, and one of them was the ex-president. Why ain't the feds kicking in his door and taking his punk ass out wearing a red dress and red shoes? They got your wife in the van looking like she fainted, but where are you? You know what I'm saying? Arrested, yeah. Cuffed and stuffed. Cuffed and stuffed. Yeah. So where's all these consequences for these people like Biden's son with the laptop and Hillary Clinton's crap and what she was really doing behind the scenes? You want to talk about Liz's and stuff like that, man? She's bad. She's a very evil person. And I don't really care. I can express my opinions freely about how I pick up the energy off people. Plus facts. There's some facts about her coming out. It was pretty scary. She was in part of that stuff, right? So, Prince Philip, exactly. So where's the manifest, right? Where's the manifest of all that, right? You want to get even more into that? No lie. I'll find it on my Facebook. I found a picture of this. Jeffrey Epstein's island's address, right? It was something like 112 Bikini Way, right? Guess what SpongeBob SquarePants' friggin' address is? The same one as Jeffrey Epstein's island's address. Are you kidding me? Do you see how deep this rabbit hole goes with these people and the trafficking and the open borders and our kids disappearing every single year? You know how many kids are gone in the year and nobody knows where they even went? They went to these places like these pigs and these animals were doing and holding these people and torturing them and whatever they were doing. But we're not seeing any results of these people that were doing these things to get punished. It's very sick. It's very, very sick. And I'm sick of it because they'll put something else, something else out for us to be distracted with, so then we don't know what that is about, because it's been what, like a year and a half or 2 years since this whole laptop thing came out, and no one ain't doing nothing about it because the feds don't even know where the computer is. I call bullshit. Yes, I'll pop that comment up. Thank you very much. I like that. Right. The truth is the truth. You know what I mean? And we're all right to speak our truths as what we feel. And if we're wrong, then we're also entitled to get corrected on the truth. Okay? So if we're all talking about different subjects and different topics, and we all have our opinions, and you think you're right and I think I'm right, well, who's coming out with these facts to really bring the truth? It's the people that are in control, holding it back from us, putting us in fear, putting us in confusion, putting us in this divide on purpose to what? Deflect and project the truth and what is not the truth. Karma is, but I'm going to tell you something about karma, right? In the Bible, it definitely does say that vengeance is the Lord's, and you should not take revenge on someone else. That is God's job, right? So there's a fine line with that, okay? Meaning if someone hurt you, you don't go and hurt them back, right? But if someone hurt you, you should be able to have enough of that evidence or whatever you want to call it of them hurting you to present that to the correct people to get that situation handled for that person. So you're not really intervening on the karma as getting revenge. God puts that opportunity for us to have that path cleared for us. That's part of the lesson. Some people will take the abuse of other people when they have opportunities to go and talk about a situation to their counselor about how they're getting abused, but then leave it there. And then the counselor now goes and takes the necessary steps to handle that situation for however that needs to be. So you're not intervening on the karma. And when you let things go in that way, meaning missing those opportunities to talk to your counselor, to vent about how maybe you had a abusive spouse, whatever, I don't know, and opening that opportunity for karma to work without you intervening and you stepping in. Because if you step in on somebody else and you hurt somebody when they hurt you, guess what? You're going to take their karma, because that's not your job. That's not your place to step in that way to do the eye for an eye thing. It's not really like that, even though it kind of says that in the Bible, whatever. But I don't necessarily believe that, because that's not our job. And we do need justice in our society. We do. We do. Okay. And I love that you guys are all talking like this. You know why? Because it's so supportive, right? You're not just here having a good time, checking out whatever's in the background, what's obsessed with me, whatever. No, we're all pulling together, sharing these ideas, collaborating on that sense of oneness. That's what we need to get to, is that oneness. One society, one group, one as a whole. Thank you. Appreciate that. My dogs are over here kind of sleeping on the couch. Yeah, I'm a good girl. So, yeah, I just had so much problems, and I had to shut off the news. I just put on some music, just kind of doing whatever to try to get that out of my mind, because it was too much without me doing anything about it. I mean, I had to say something about it, right? I had to bring this to you guys' attention. Thank you. Yeah, they're very happy pups, and they steal the show a lot too. I do some shorts with them, and they blow it up sometimes more than me, and I'm like, thanks, YouTube. I give them the credit for that, but I try to help you guys in your life here with some positive, good, whole, real things. I mean, that I really genuinely think to help you guys in your life, because you guys tell me this all in the comments. And it kills me that it gets held back on purpose because it's not a moneymaker, right? It's not a moneymaker because it's not about voodoo and black magic and the scary shit that people are drawn to and get hooked. Make these guys the money. Well, you guys owe me money because you've been holding my shit back for a long time. Not my subscribers, but the people that allow me to have this platform, which is still free speech, even though it's a private company. You're going to, in the contract, allow me to be able to say things, but you're going to say that I only say certain things. And if I say things about religion, you're going to hold me back because you're a private company. Well, you're still infringing on my free speech. And I don't care if you're a company or you're the government. That's my entitlement. So you guys have been holding back this for a long time. And you promote the stupid shit so you can make your bucks. And nobody's getting anything but scared and confused. Why is there black magic going into my life? But how do they know this, right? What is really black magic? You know, what is spells? Spells is just words that you say. Curses is what you say. You curse somebody, you're swearing at them. That's a curse. Same with a spell. You'd be like, ooh, I love you, and da-da-da-da. You're spelling them. So be very careful, my friends, on that TV. Watching certain people and readers because they do put those programming things into their readings. True story. Let me see this. Well, you know, you got to keep up with some of the current events on the news, watching their Earth Angels, but, you know, limit it because it's just repetitive. It's repetitive. I mean, every station, you know, and it's the arrogance of a lot of people that have their opinions that are in these positions of, you know, public positions of being able to speak to people like I am to you right now. But they just, some of them just straight out lie about stuff. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, really? You're like the news and you're blatantly going to lie about some things to what? Get more ratings or something? I don't know, but it needs to go. Oh, yes, the algorithm. They change it up all the time. Ah, you're so sweet, Earth Angels. Thank you. Yes, they do change that up all the time because when you put in those as a creator content person, you put hashtags in. So if I was going to do the hashtag, it'd be like hashtag tarot, right? So when I got to understand that and I started putting in my hashtags, well, then I started seeing my videos in those certain things like suggested and recommended, right? And going under your sign. So if I'm doing the Aries, then it's there. But then it got too good. So they cut it out. So now when I do like a suggested, I ain't seeing shit. Tarot reading, I don't see my things on that, right? I only do it when I bitch about it. Then I'll see it because I made videos about how they've been kind of screwing the whole system and everybody that's in the system, and they correct it for a minute. So then I'll start seeing a little bit of the change. But definitely, I think there should be humans because they can cut videos off when we're talking about religion. They cut monitoring off. I mean, it's really bogus the way they do it. Only because it's their discretion. It's their discretion. I don't like what you're talking about tonight, Brian. So we're not going to like show the world your video. Even though the world needs to know what we're talking about right now. Because it doesn't fit their narrative because they could be a liberal, they could be a Democrat, they could be a Republican, they could be black, gay, white. I don't know. It could be whatever reason. But it doesn't fit what The narrative is for the contract to say that I can do this, but limit some things because it's free speech. And what we're going to talk about religion is going to hurt somebody's feelings that isn't religious. Well, maybe talking about the religion might help that person understand religion, and they might just get religious. You know what I mean? That's what bothers me the most. We as creators work really hard for you guys. Not only just for me, like I love the editing. So making all the, the intros and all that stuff, that takes a long time to do that. But as an intuitive psychic reader, that energy is so strong and it wears me down so much. I can only do a couple videos in a day because then I got to go take a nap because it's so much energy that's taken away from me because I'm picking it up from you guys. Ask me how that transfer happens. I don't know. It's my gift. You guys appreciate that in the comments and you support me the way you do. And I absolutely love it. But there's no appreciation in that. You're going to give appreciation to somebody that's doing their readings, right? But you look at, hey, I'm gonna do the reading for you, right? But you can't see a face. And I'm gonna pull the cards and you can't see, right? Bogus. Because you can't see their face, you can't see their facial expressions. So now if you can be a little smarter than the average bear, you're going to be able to pick up on certain facial maneuvers to tell what's true and not true. And then when you have in one hand holding the card and you got a book up here and you can't see the book because they got it cut off, they're only holding the card like this. They're reading you the definition of the card. There's no intuitive part about that at all. So there's no energy drain. It's fake. It's phony. It's a scam. And, I almost had the balls to call out like a whole bunch of other readers that fall in that category. But that's not my place to do that because that would be the karma that God would serve the justice and the revenge for. I only have to mention the fact that it does happen to bring the awareness to you guys so you don't get tricked. I had a friend tell me just yesterday, right? They said, somebody hit me up on a social media platform. Was like, I can pick up on your energy. And you need your energy cleansed. But it'll be $50 to clear your energy. And then I'll tell you what's going on, but I'll give you a little clue. There's a family curse going on with you right now, and you're cursed. And this person was like, what? You don't know me. How do you know I'm cursed? And how did you even pick up on my energy, and how did you even come into this conversation? And so if this person wasn't as intelligent as they are to pick up on it, be like, I'm all set. I don't think so. I don't have any money, whatever, blah, blah, blah. They would have fell for it. Oh, I'm cursed. I got a family curse. Oh, my God. How did you know? Clear my energy. I'll give you $50. Bogus. 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 I've never charged once. Never, never, never. Let me catch up on your comments. Yes, the collective, exactly right. You pick up a lot. Because everything vibrates, my friends. The words we say stay out in the universe. They vibrate. Right? They have a tone. This has everything vibrates. So when we're in sync together as a group, called the collective, some people like myself, or those towers, those energy, receivers, radio towers, whatever you call it, we collect that energy. And then in some way of our brain that we were gifted with, we can interpret that energy, take that vibration, and now transmute it into words. And those words are going to tell you something around what's going on in your life. I've never been specific to say, well, Earth Angel, tomorrow at 5 o'clock, you're going to fall down the stairs and you're going to happen to run into somebody that's going to catch you, and, all this crap that's so detailed. It's fake. And this platform promotes that garbage. And it just, a few times, I'm telling you, I wanted to pull the plug on it and just give up, because it just got to me so much that it made me disgusted. It made me so disgusted. Thank you. Not to mention whatever else is going on in my surroundings. Exactly. Because there's a lot of crap going on here. Don't let me put out about what's going on in this town. Yeah. Power of suggestion is very strong. And when people do that, they only use that as a fear tactic or as a control tactic, as a manipulation to get whatever they want. Now we're talking about narcissism, right? Narcissism. Bogus. So we have the ability to fix things on this planet. But the reason why that we can't is because of the divide, the fear, and control. If we can eliminate all that, and we all come together as one, because just because someone's black doesn't mean they're different than you. They had a different geographical location in their heritage than you did, because you're up in New Hampshire and this person's down in Texas. We're got a tan. You don't. You know what I mean? That's the only difference. It's just the pigment of your skin. But everybody has the same bones, the same opportunities. I hate when people cry, I don't have the opportunity, like this white privilege crap. I might have some nice stuff, but I worked hard for my shit. I grew up in the ghetto with black people, with Mexican people, with a diverse culture that was not white. I was the minority in that shit. People don't know that. So they look at me and say, oh, you're white privileged because you got a nice watch and you got a nice this, right? Well, you know what? I didn't have a TV in my room until I was 17 years old. And guess what? It was a little black and white 13-inch TV. So now you tell me what my white privilege is. Straight up living in the ghetto. Brick building apartment ghettos. Drug dealers, prostitutes, all in the corners. Come on. Hell's Angels across the street. I didn't grow up easy. I watched people get stabbed in the bathroom in high school. People get shot. People don't know this about me. But they're going to claim, oh, look at the white privilege. That disgusts me, because you're judging somebody without even knowing or getting the facts. You know what I mean? And we need to stop that. And you know how that really is going to work? If we teach our kids, yeah, it's okay if you mess up. Yeah, you smoke a joint, fine. But you know what? You're probably going to get in trouble. But if you tell me the truth, I won't get you in trouble, but you might have to deal with the law if it's illegal where you're at. You know what I mean? But if we keep shit real like that with our kids, and we bring the truth, like, you know what? Columbus really didn't discover America first. That's bogus. I think we should have changed that a long time ago if they want to tear down all these statues, right? Which I don't really believe in the statues anyways, because that's kind of like, idol worshiping. Just saying. Where we at here? Oh yeah, I'm going on a tangent right about now. For sure. I mean, there is good and bad, but what is bad, really? What might be bad for you might not be bad for somebody else. What's good for you might not be good for somebody else. So how do we even define that good and bad? Right? We shouldn't. We should not put a definition on it because that's going to create the divide, the good and the bad. I mean, we've had that from the beginning with the Bible, Adam and Eve, you know. We got that going on with the duality of ourselves. You know, you got the masculine and the feminine because, you know, not for nothing. I ain't hating on nobody, but some of these feminists are pretty masculine. That's obvious of the duality because if you're a feminist woman, you're pretty direct. You're pretty, you know, upfront with your opinions. That's on the masculine side, but you are a female, so you're the feminine too. So it makes sense. Always listen to your gut. Always listen to your gut. It's never wrong. It will be never wrong. I'll guarantee anything that I'm not wrong if I listen to my intuition. Same with you, because that's our gift. That's the spirit. That's that. I wish I could just like have some kind of way to physically show or, you know, bring that out to have people understand that other than just giving examples, you know. And some people don't get examples. They need that hands-on factual things, you know. So that's why people swear the Bible is 1,000,000,000% exactly the word from God when it's been changed a bunch of multiple times. So where's the confusion? In the truth. And the control is to hold back that truth. Because when they hold back the truth, then you really know the deal. You know the situation. You know what's going on. And they're afraid for us to know what's really going on. Your gut's pretty quiet. Well, that's good. If your gut's quiet, your digestive system is okay, and your intuition isn't saying anything's wrong. So you're okay in that moment. Butterflies are good. Butterflies are definitely good. That's that. It's like your spidey senses, the butterfly, the tingling in your stomach. You got that's that spidey sense. That's the alarm. That's the hey, listen to what's going on. Because that's trying to tell you what the answer is. Seriously, true stories. You know. So I honestly think that we should really merge Canada with the United States and Mexico. Not a hostile takeover, not, you know, we're coming in like we did in Iraq and all these other places and try to post up, you know, not like that. But if we really want equality and we really want unity and we really want open borders and we want everybody to have an opportunity, then do something like that. Because the border is a division. That's a divide. So if you're really not trying to be that way, then open everything up, right? Open everything up. Oh, now we're getting into some biology here. This is two brains. Yeah. I mean, we could get into the brain itself when you could say the brain is actually two brains within itself. Actually, I think it could be three, but you get the left hemisphere and the right hemisphere, which they are independent of each other. Not everybody's left brain, not everybody's right brain. So not everybody's creative and not everybody's, you know, logical and mathematical. So the whole brain doesn't work as a whole for everybody. But it did a long time ago. I really think so. I really think that back in our ancestry days that our brain was fully functioning. Right now, we're only using like 10, 15% of our brain. Well, that makes us kind of dumb down, doesn't it? Makes me wonder what else is in there to see what we could do, right? So now we're going to talk about other intellects, creativeness, psychic abilities, telekinesis, ESP, all that stuff. But you know what it is? It's the food we eat, the environment we live in, all the chemicals and all the things that they pump us into our bodies that actually shut all that down. Yep. Because we're not even supposed to be eating the food we eat. We're not supposed to be eating meat, not any of this kind of stuff, because our body's not really tuned for that. You know, we're all kind of supposed to be twig and berrying it, vegetarians, in a sense, because then it's energy. Think about this. I'm going to freak you out. Totally freak you out. People that love steak. I love steak. But whenever I had a steak, it's been a good minute. You take that cow and bring him to the slaughterhouse. You take him away from the herd, he's already scared, right? So now you bring him through the little gates. He gets to the chop and right. That moment when that animal's life is over, that animal has so much fear, so much anxiety. What's going on? That energy, after that situation of it being over, that energy stays within the body of the animal. Told you I'm going to blow your mind. What I mean is, the cow's tense. Oh my God, scared, whatever, right? So when that fear is in that body, it stays in the body. It's not released because the cow's life is over. So now it's all packaged up, shipped off to Walmart. Now you're looking at juicy steaks for like $6. Well, it's probably like $16 now. Thanks, mister, I fell off my bike. Can't with that. Come on, eggs are so much expensive. Like, it's just ridiculous what we got to suffer with. Anyways, so now when you go to get that steak and you eat it, guess what you're doing? You are now collecting the energy of that cow and that fear. I don't know. People can fact check me all day long about energy transferring, but it's true. Even when you have sex, that's energy transferring. When we have conversations, we are energy transferring. Everything is a transfer of energy from one to the other. So if they're stacking us with all this kind of, food, like chickens and cows and pigs and all the stuff that they get slaughtered at the last moment of their life, they have that fear. It stays trapped in the body. Now you get it and you eat it. Energy transference. Told you I was going to blow your mind. Catch up here with these comments. Common sense, step in the right direction, right? Keep it kosher. Yes. Kosher. Right. Simple, right? Please advise if it's, what are you saying, Sammy? Advise if it's not sure what my partner is trying to prove. Oh, we're not doing tower ratings, homie. Or homie yet. Sorry. We're having a freestyle conversation. We're talking about problems of the world and things like that. Right. So I've already done all the weekly readings for third week in August. Get ready to do the fourth week. And I really do personal readings because then everybody will want one. And that's like all day long. And I don't charge for that stuff. So I do my readings. And if you want to become a member, surely I started this. Okay. So here's the word for everybody. I didn't get to put this out yet. I'm offering memberships. Okay. This is for people that want to have those little icons and, whatever else that's offered for this. exclusive content. So I do a little bit of behind the scenes look of what's going on, how it's all set up. You know what I mean? I do readings that are not so general. So if you're a member, I do readings for those members. So they're more specific, a little more personal, not so collective, general. So if you wanted to get a membership, check it out on my page. Then if you wanted that personal reading, it'll be a little more personal that way. Because I did one today for a member who's also a subscriber. But it was personal because, you know, I put their name into it, you know, in the title and, you know, addressed it to him. So then he knew it was his reading and his reading only. And I'll do that for all my members. So if I have 20 members, those 20 members are going to get personal readings in that sense. Okay. And it was a gift that was offered to me from this channel, this platform, not that I had reached out and suggested it. So I'm still not breaking any universal laws by kind of getting paid for doing a personal reading, but it's not really personal. It's through the memberships, right? It's kind of a fun idea, but I like the behind the scenes because, you know, I'm going to start picking some things up because I'm starting to get more members in now. So then I can, you know, maybe do some individual talking and, you know, just tailor it to you guys on a personal level instead of this whole giant collective kind of idea. Right. So check it out. I think it'd be pretty cool. Oh, Brody. Yeah. Hashtag Earth. Save the Earth. Seriously, we really need to. I need food too, and I'm starving, you know. Okay, just let it rip. Go ahead, go grab yourself some snacks, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm still going to be chit-chatting a little bit here because I got a couple more topics to talk about. And it's going to be about education. Okay, I mean, I've seen some viral videos of kids being in school and the teacher's like, I don't care what you got going on, kid. I'm only here for a paycheck. Is this what our kids really have to deal with in school? This kind of malfeasance of minimizing the quality of learning from a teacher that has a grumpy day and she's just yelling at the kids saying they only here for a paycheck. I mean, it's turning out that the schools are just nothing but babysitters. Because if you think about it, the kids in school, like, damn, 6-8 hours a day for the parents to be able to work. Now, if you're that teacher and you got 35 kids in your class, it's kind of stressful to have 35 children under your belt, right? Yeah, you got to be a special kind of person to be able to deal with that. Not only just all the different personalities and all the kind of ways about each kid, but now applying the actual education. Challenging, my friends. Very challenging. So, I had come up with an idea. And I wasn't going to say nothing, but I think I should, right? I really do, right? Me and somebody else. This somebody else is, you know, a really good friend of mine. They're a teacher, right? So we're talking about this kind of stuff, and you know, she was mentioning some things about how some of the students, you know, couldn't connect with her because they were boys, right? The boys didn't connect too well with the female teacher because maybe they didn't have a mom or, you know, something like that, where there's something that's off where the kid couldn't bond with the female teacher. So I said, what about, okay, here's a freebie. You know what? But I claim this. So I want royalties. Because I actually started this and we were going to do it. We're on the verge. And then it just kind of got cut. Dual teachers. Because there's a lot of kids that don't have both parents. They really don't. They have the mom or the dad, the mom. And a lot of kids these days, even with their grandparents, you know, they don't have both. So my idea was to have a man and a woman teacher on the same class. That way, you can alleviate a lot of situations. One, you have help with 35 kids. So now you have a team helping you, which is, you know, a man and a woman teacher helping the other, you know, redirect kids, whatever you need to do to handle those 35 kids as babysitters, originally, right? But now we're going to talk about trying to pull these kids out of their shells because they can't relate. Like, teenage boy can't relate to a mature woman teacher for some reason. He's shy, whatever, just, you know, never connected with women like that. But if you had a man teacher, that was like a dad. Maybe that kid never had a dad in his life because he's been, you know, in that single family structure, right? And so now the kid could feel comfortable, in a sense, to know that he's a boy, a man. His DNA says he's a boy, and the teacher is a boy. So that would make it easy. Boobs. That's hilarious. Yeah, exactly. They get never said the boobs, right? Because some teachers are attractive, and a lot of kids get intimidated by that. Either way, male or female, right? So I think if you do like the co-teaching, like co-parenting, but co-teaching, and you have two teachers. I know we have a teacher shortage and all this other crap, right? Whatever. But I think this would be a very effective way of turning the education around. I really do. And I was on the verge of starting it because it was my idea. I proposed it to my friend. She pitched it to her school. Her school said, yeah, she was going to come over here to Texas. Texas was going to already but it was through charter school. Okay. So it was like charter school. So they were on board. They're like, yeah, we're going to do it. Okay. Something just kind of fell through. I don't know, COVID and all this other stuff kind of didn't take off. It didn't take off. But the idea is still there. And I think that I think it would be really beneficial. I really do. I mean, I was on the verge of getting, you know, this school here, the charter school, to pay for my schooling to do these certificates and, you know, kind of implement mindfulness into the class, right? So you teach mindfulness and you teach your curriculum and you get it to go where now you have like a little meditation session, this mindfulness before the class starts, get all these kids settled. Now you got these two teachers up in there and the teacher's not stressed because now they have help. Now the kids aren't held back because they have somebody else to not feel so intimidated by or shy by, and they can go and ask questions to either one that they can feel more comfortable with. So it's a freebie. It's a gem. Somebody is out there about to be trying to, you know, maybe become a teacher. Throw that idea out there. See what happens and go for it, right? Like I said, I want the royalties for it because I originally started it, and nobody in this country has that going on. And I mentioned it, and here in Texas, they were going to start it. So, you're welcome. I might try again, but I have to go and get some certifications, stuff like that, which I love to do in school myself. So, not a big deal. I'm going to light this up. Right. So, you know, it's like it boggles my mind with the people that we got in power, these officials, to say, oh, you know, how do we handle this problem and how do we take care of this situation and this and this and this and this. For one, you got to listen to other people. You got to listen to other people's opinions. You got to hear what they're going to say. You got to take not just your ego and say, well, my idea is the best, so that's what we're going to roll with. and that might not be the best. Yeah, I try not to on the channel here because I got little chitlins on here. YouTube allowed the youngins, I think, I don't know, certain age group to come in and watch, and learn things like that. And so I try to keep it, so they don't really see it. I mean, other people just blah, 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 whatever. But I don't know. I just don't want to start something for somebody that doesn't need to be started, right? Kind of feel guilty, I guess, but whatever. It's live. I don't care. Tonight. But listening to other people's ideas is very valuable, right? It's very, very valuable because, I might think I know what I'm talking about. But I talk to you, you start saying some stuff. Well, now I don't confirm, right? Bah, I'm having a bad night with this brain clog that I got going on here with all this stuff that we got to deal with. So, I gave the warning. These kids are all right. I tried the vape. It sucks. Can't do it. I get choked out. It doesn't work for me. I've tried the patch. I've tried cinnamon sticks. I've tried everything. But, it's the only thing that stops me from really putting my foot up somebody's ass. That's what I'm going to tell you. I'm just keep it real. Like, I will put my foot straight up somebody's ass if I wasn't smoking any cigarettes to calm my shit down. Like these people up there. You know what I mean? So, just got to keep it real with you. I don't hold back. I don't pull any punches, keep shit direct, because that's what it needs to be. But I got to keep this a little bit on their community guidelines, which is a restriction on my free rights, on being able to express how I want to express in the way I got to talk, the way I talk. And that's why I have a big beef with these people. Interesting. Now I hear conversation. Huh. Wow, I'm hearing them through the vents. It's kind of crazy. Maybe they can hear me now. I don't know. Maybe they're outside. Something like that. Anyways, it is crap. Because I don't have any privacy. I really don't. I can't even take a dump without all this ruckus and them in there at the same time. It's just weird. I'm like, why don't you just come downstairs and hang out? Probably be way better. It's awkward, but, just got to keep it real like that. So sometimes you can only take things so far, and then it's out of your hands, and then you gotta let somebody else do it. Well, the phlegm, yeah, and yellow teeth, but hey, I'm cursed from that because I drink coffee like a fiend. So, but hey, here's another trick too, right? With this control and fear stuff, just because you mentioned that, toothpaste. Right? Toothpaste. It's made out of rocks, crushed rocks, right? But it has fluoride in it, right? Same within your water. Fluoride's real bad, my friends. Fluoride is like one of the main ingredients in poison, like rat poison. Not even gonna lie. And from history, Hitler had used fluoride in the water. He actually put more fluoride in the water, and it dumbed down the masses. So now he was talking his gibberish, and they were buying it because they didn't know any better, because they were actually kind of technically being chemically castrated from the fluoride that's in the water. And from my research, fluoride in your body goes nowhere but directly to your pineal gland. Fact check me on that. It's true. And now your pineal gland, which is your third eye, it calcifies. So that means it gets all crusty, and then now it doesn't vibrate. That's the control, man, because if you have that open and activated, well, now your heightened senses are there, becoming more of who you're supposed to be, knowing things that you know without knowing how you know. I hear you, High Priest. Just a little food for thought, because it does hold you down and back from your abilities. Smoking isn't bad. You know, do you remember back in the day, like, I don't know, maybe some of y'all ain't as old as I am, but I remember when you could go to a restaurant, you can smoke up in that thing, go in the hospital, smoking that thing, public transportation bus, smoking on the bus. Ain't no one cared about smoking that way. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh, smoking so bad. But here, let me put something in your brain. Okay, so the cigarette has a filter, right? A filter. So when you inhale it, the smoke goes into the filter, right? Now when it goes into your body, your lungs are what? Filters, right? Right. So now when you blow it out, how much carcinogens do you really think are being blown out as secondhand smoke? I'd probably say like 0.0000009 thousand millionth tenth percent, because it's all filtered. And then somebody next to you goes to breathe in that air, which has the cigarette smoke. Guess what? It's going through another filter. So in my opinion, I really don't even believe in secondhand smoke because there's so many filters. Just saying. Believe it or not, that's up to you, Ripley. Let's see. Tomatoes, tumors. I need my glasses. I see tomatoes in this turner. What are you talking about? It's in food. Oh, yeah. Okay, the red dyes, all the chemicals. Yeah, I mean, I know there's like formaldehyde and things like that are in these cigarettes, but hey, what's up with the FDA? You know what I'm saying? What's up with the FDA? If they got all these bad things in here, right? How come they're not regulating it to make these companies stop putting all 600 chemicals, as Earth Angel says, right? Weed, yep, true. I mean, you can cleanse that with the, the vape bag and whatever, vaporizers. So there's ways to filter these things out. But with the FDA, why aren't they doing their job? If it's so bad for us, why are they not implementing this company that makes these things to make them healthier? Maybe because it's a control tactic for money. Okay, Brody brought up weed, right? It's legal in a lot of states now, right? I think even Nancy Pelosi smokes it because she's from California and she likes to eat her ice cream in front of us on TV, right? I kill me. Anyways, where was I going? Oh shoot, I lost it. The weed, right? Anyways, it'll come back to me. Don't worry about it. Hey, no shame in claiming your fame. I believe that. I have too. Where I'm at, it's not really that legal, but they got the CBD. They got the leafy stuff, so it's progressing, right? And I was talking about the FDA. That's right, FDA. You see these commercials on TV, right? I'll give you one like Nugenics, right? It's like, oh, the man booster, right? Build up your testosterone, right? But if you look at the very bottom of the TV, you see those words that says, not evaluated by the FDA. That's fantastic. FDA is the Food and Drug Administration. They're the ones that are supposed to be regulating what is good to go in our bodies and not. So, I was kind of laughing because we were talking about weed. That was like a total, I lost my train of thought. So it was like, what are you smoking now? No. They're not regulating things, right? So, okay, the weed, right? We got criminalized because think it was back in the 40s. There was a guy, I think he was, I don't know, it was the FBI or the Department, it was the Department of Justice. His daughter smoked weed. She freaked out. Maybe she got some good shit. I don't know. But she freaked out. So he thought she was like possessed by the devil. This drug is bad. Da, 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 da. So he actually worked with his cronies and got it to be a federal crime. Only because of his daughter looked that stuff up. I'm telling you, it's a true story, right? So if you take that scenario, right, weed, right, what do? You're probably driving 10 miles below the speed limit. You're probably eating your ass off. You're not even going out of the house half the time. So how much harm can it really be? Plus, it's natural. It comes from the ground. You get from God. We're going to compare that to alcohol. Right? Alcohol is fun, be silly and goofy, but it's bad. People get out there and drive, don't know what they're doing, they kill people. Why ain't they? If we're so like, oh, let's fix everything, and they're gonna let this alcohol be the way it is and not either get rid of it or like adjust it to, then I don't know. I don't even know how you could do that. But the comparison of that, from one to the other, one's way worse than the other. And they're letting one go way more and holding back the other one. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. So to me, it's like they allow the bad things to be, so then bad things happen. They know alcohol does this shit to people, but they're going to let it be, so then they know people go out and crash their cars. So now everybody benefits. The people that make the alcohol, the people that ship the alcohol, the people that make it. Now it's going to get even further than that, because you're driving your car and you crash your car. Well, now the insurance company's involved. Now the car person's involved. Now the car parts person's involved. Now the people that ship the car parts. Now the people that make the car parts. You see how it all just like pyramids into like this pile of money? That's why they don't stop things like that. That should be stopped. Because some things are way worse than others, and they have way more tolerance for the things that are bad than they do for the things that aren't so bad. You tell me a statistic of somebody murdering somebody from smoking weed compared to like maybe alcohol or the drugs. Gene Taylor, how you doing? Yeah. Well, I think if you go to California, you could do that. Surely you could. I think they walk around smoking the blunts out there. I don't know, whatever. And maybe they got something right with it, right? Because I mean, for the smokers, they know, right? Smoke it, changes your mood, feel a little different, maybe a little more chit-chatty, right? Maybe a little more intellectual. Maybe you go off into these deep conversations, because sometimes that happens, right? So maybe that's something with that, right? Maybe there's something with these natural hallucinogenics, we'll say, mushrooms. You can even say DMT, because DMT, like acid or some shit, that's produced in our brain anyways. So it's supposed to give you like this euphoric trip kind of deal, but it gets you off into this spirituality sense, right? Expanding your spirituality, but on a soul level. That's why they call it psychedelics. So I think they hold that back because why? Those are bad for you, right? They're not bad for you. I think they're supposed to be good for you, but like the alcohol versus the weed, the alcohol is really bad for you, and they promote it. But these other things that could make us ascend higher in our vibrations and our mental states and understanding things on a different level is held back. I think it's crap. It's all because Some dude's daughter freaked out and he thought she was the devil. It's crazy. This is why I just want to live in the woods. I'm telling you, living in the woods, you know, that's kind of all. I've always had this thing of wanting to start like a community, right? But, you know, just get like 20 acres, get like 20 people, you know, have a barn, crops, you know, and have like this little self-sustaining community. And everybody just gets along, right? Everybody contributes. Everybody, you know, has each other's backs. You know, no one's going to be setting rules because the rules are if you act like a jerk, you're not even here. So, you know what I mean? Pretty simple. But I always had that idea of wanting to do that. And I don't know. I think I might. Get some land, invite some people on over, and we'll have our little compound, we'll say, a little friendly community. Sounds like a good idea. Life-changing experiences on all positive so far. I mean, I guess it depends on what kind of hallucinogenics or psychedelics you're taking and what kind of situation you're involved in. Let's say like you're tripping on LSD and, you know, there's some negative energy going on. Well, that you might absorb that. You might have like a bad trip, whatever. I don't know. But I think most of them are all pretty positive. Oh boy. Cornfields everywhere, right? Probably a bunch of cows, right? So there's cow piles, and then underneath those piles is some shrooms, something like that. Crazy. Yep. I think that's how they grow. Microdose mushrooms. Wow. Yeah. I mean, I haven't done a lot of research on that, but I've heard other people engaged in that kind of conversation, and those things, you know, seem to have some positive effects. I know that there was a couple scientists, like I think his name is Timothy Leary, somebody else that went on a mushroom and LSD trip, DMT, and went to some Indian reservation or something, and they had this spiritual awakening, and it was amazing, right? So it can't be all that bad, I guess, right? But for something that's good, they're going to hold it back on us, right? It's the control. It's that fear. It's that they can't make money off it or some shit. I don't know, but it's getting very scary to the point where my future is going to be short, but my kids' future is going to be long because they're coming up next. And if we got kids that don't even know what sex they are, I mean, biological. You like what you like, you love what you love. I'm not saying anything about gays, homosexuals, transsexuals, nothing. Okay, because you experience it, you like it. That's you. That's your opinion. That's what you are entitled to. But naturally, these people, honestly, in their brains, have no idea that they can't associate. I'm not a boy. I'm not a girl. I don't understand the brainwashing part. It makes my brain just putty. Because they're legit serious, straight up legit serious. Like, I'm non-binary. I am not a human. Maybe that's the way it's going. Maybe that's how they're going to start evolving everybody. But if our kids can't even associate with who they are on a biological level, then how can they associate with anything else in this world? You, the environment, issues. It's sad because I've seen other things where people will go up just randomly on the street asking questions like, who was the first president of the United States? To this generation of kids now. And they have no idea. You're pretty much fresh out of school, or you're still in school, but you don't know who the first president of the United States is. I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on. It's a lack of what's supposed to go on. Like, I was so disgusted that when my kids were in school, they stopped cursive. I mean, why would you do that? Don't you get a paycheck, payroll check, third-party check? You got to sign your name, right? What do you sign your name with? Cursive. That's gone out the window. Then they're doing subtraction from like left to right. It's like a different form of subtraction to make them squeeze their brain harder to be more confused. History's not really gross in that sense, where what we grew up as in being what we knew as history, because, there's archaeology, right? So that is digging up history. So back in the times that maybe when I was going to school, we didn't know half the things about what we know now. Like the Vikings, when I was going to school, we didn't know that the Vikings were settled over in Nova Scotia, Canada, right? Oak Island. Yeah, I love that show. It's very truthful in that one. So it's always I think, an evolving process where you're always learning. So we didn't know the Vikings settled, but then once we learned the Vikings settled, well, guess what? We learned that the Chinese were there before the Vikings. So it's all kind of forehand, right? So you'll know what you know as you're being told, but then more discoveries come out. Like, okay, I just did a video of the second Sphinx, right? There was a mystery about, is there a second Sphinx? Some of these hieroglyphs say and show two Sphinx like this, right? When I grew up, one Sphinx, right? But I did a video, I did some research, other people collaborated, got some information. I'll be damned, there is a second Sphinx. Check out my playlist. I put it up in there. It's in the August playlist. Plain as day. So now we have to incorporate that new idea in the history. It's not history's bogus and, we've been lied to. No, we just found out, basically. Well, they're kind of suppressing that information, but that's a whole different story. But you see the track I'm going, right? So it has to be always added on. You can never take away history, but you can always add on to it. And that's where our problem is. A lot of people don't see that, and they think that history is wrong. Well, no, you have to learn about history to find out about history, just like slavery. Cursive in second grade, and only second grade. Telling you, like, cursive was a hard thing to do. And you know what makes me mad? This is what makes me mad. Cursive is a pain in the butt, right? It takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of practice, right? But it has like multi-benefits, right? Because if you remember how you had to sit there and look at, the alphabet, how it's written, and you had to do your little lines on the paper, and then you had to go in between the lines and do the squiggles and all that. Not only are you learning the word and how it's written and the dexterity of it, but you're also learning patience, because you have to sit there and take that time to write the line up, and the little circle, and then down, and then over, and boom. Now you learn some patience. And I think, honestly, ADHD and all this issues we got with that, hypertension, things like that. I honestly think ADHD is a lack of patience, because everything now is so impulsive. I want it now. I want it now. Turn on the TV. It's on now. Internet's on now. Boom, boom, boom. So fast. There's no time to slow down. Like, writing cursive and taking that time and actually calming yourself down, which is patience. Anxiety. That's just nervousness. You're nervous. Oh my God, I got anxiety. You got to take a pill. No, you got to chill the hell out because you're just nervous. But they got to categorize it in different things, different ways to put a control on it. So now you got to go to the pharmacy and now you got to take a pill for your anxiety. My kid had ADHD and I was like, he's not going on any pills. It's a research found out straight black coffee in the morning. If he really has ADHD, he didn't anymore. It was awesome. Yeah. And you guys are awesome. Look at y'all chatting it up. I love it. History is distorted. I do agree with that. It's only distorted because it's not complete. Maybe there's a twist on some things like Christopher Columbus is really alternative motives to find the Americas, but you know, he still found it. But they just give him the credit for it. But he wasn't the original. And see, the history with the archaeology proved that he wasn't. So now we just have to rewrite the history to say, okay, Christopher Columbus did find it. We're not going to take it away, but there were people before him that actually discovered it. The Vikings and Nova Scotia. True story. Oak Island. They call it Vinland. That's what they called it. And you from Canada, you should probably know that. Same. It's part of your history. You guys are awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So yeah, I think that maybe calculator and math. I know, right? I was still teaching my kids how to use pennies and different things to help eliminate the idea of a calculator. Cheating, because it was always considered cheating if you had to use a calculator. Because you're not using your brain. You're using the computer's brain, the calculator. No patience. No understanding. No knowledge. So all this part of this stuff has to do with this education, not only for our children, but for us as adults. Because you know what? Some of us could be probably re-educated ourselves. Just saying. Just keep it real, you know? Nothing wrong with a little brushing up, whether it's history or math, because I completely suck at math, but still. Yeah. I love you guys being so supportive. It's amazing. It's like I'm almost not here. That's kind of what I want. I want to stoke that fire so then you guys are in your own minds, in your own creativeness, and you're actually developing your own ways to solve things and ways of ideas and raising your vibrations and elevating yourself to higher levels just by doing this in the comments. And that is fantastic. Thank you, Earth Angel. I will see you again. Have yourself a nice day. We're at 2:13:20. What do you got? Yes, I'm going to pull the plug, Brody, because I think we're all woke for tonight, right? We'll definitely catch up. Appreciate your time. You guys are amazing as always. Spread the word. Tell everybody about my channel. You know what I'm saying? So appreciate you guys very much. We'll see you again. Have a blessed night.